The only place where cousins Matthias and Jochen Miek are rivals is on the pitch. In real life, they play for the same side, running a family business that keeps alive the cult tradition of Tipp-Kick. The table soccer game was first marketed by Edwin Miek, and it's barely changed since its introduction.
This here is one of the first Tipp-Kick games manufactured by my grandfather. He developed the idea and presented it at the Leipzig Trade Fair, and that's where he did his first business.
The glory days of German football were also the glory days of Tipp-Kick. In 1954, West Germany won the World Cup.
We sold 180,000 games that year, and also launched the mobile goalie. That was Tipp-Kick's big breakthrough.
The record sales back then were only surpassed in 2006, a year Germany again hosted the World Cup. Over the years, the family business has sold a total of over 5 million units. The basic version costs about €30. In the last few decades, production has remained largely unchanged. What has changed is the global games market. Germany's smallest toy factory has had a tough time withstanding the competition from Asia. The company struggled badly in the 1980s. The costs in Germany were prohibitively high, not least because the Miek family did everything themselves. The firm very nearly took an early bath. These days, Tipp-Kick, based in the Black Forest, sends most of its figures abroad to be painted. That's the only way it can hold its own against cut-rate rivals in Asia. Every week they send a truckload of tiny zinc figures to Tunisia. Marketing has also evolved over time. These days, the company focuses its promotion on the game's cult appeal. Tipp-Kick produces all sorts of fan merchandising, from bibs to T-shirts. With its retro charm, the game has managed to secure itself a unique market niche.
I think people realize that Tipp-Kick has remained more or less unchanged for generations, and there is a market for it. The cult issue is a tricky one, but we're pleased that that is the label we keep getting given.
With the World Cup taking place in South Africa this year, the company is hoping to sell some 100,000 units, twice the usual amount. All 32 World Cup teams are available, from Greece to Ghana. As in real life, the advertising space on the perimeter of the pitch is sold to the big brand companies. But Tipp-Kick doesn't rely on conventional advertising. The game itself is a popular promotional gift, with many firms buying it for their favorite clients. In a World Cup year, over half the Miek's revenue comes from the promotional market. In order to keep up with demand, they're producing in China. They say business with executive customers is also a boost to normal sales.
In general, promotional gifts are games that include one player, a ball and a goal. That sort of thing often leads to higher sales in the normal games market, because people are inspired to go out and buy a complete game.
Overall, Matthias Miek doesn't go in for ambitious advertising campaigns. The company wants the game to appeal to young and old alike. Tipp-Kick brings generations together. Miek organizes tournaments and events in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, the countries where the popularity of Tipp-Kick is at its highest. In fact, Tipp-Kick tournaments are a German cult fashion. The country is home to some 50 clubs, with roughly 1,000 members. The Tipp-Kick Bundesliga is deadly serious. For these players, Tipp-Kick is a way of life. Miek's biggest coup this year was its introduction of female figures. For the first time in the company's history, Miss Tipp-Kick goes on sale in 2011, just in time for the Women's World Cup in Germany.